Quick, what does the number 42 mean to you? How about 23? What about 99? Jersey numbers are one of the most iconic elements of modern sports, and they are important, especially to the players themselves. How important? Take Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson.
The greatest base stealer of them all.
When he was traded to the Blue Jays mid-season, he gave a teammate $25,000 for his beloved 24. It paid off when they won the World Series later that year.
The Blue Jays are World Series champions!
And really, it makes sense. A player's number is arguably the most personal thing they can take on the field. But, quick question. How did jersey numbers become so important? The Cleveland Indians were the first to introduce jersey numbers to Major League Baseball in 1916, putting them on players' sleeves to help fans see who was whom. Jersey numbers had seen success in Australian rules football, hockey, and the Negro Leagues. But things didn't go as smoothly in the major leagues. The experiment wasn't only laughed off, it was outright disliked by everyone. Writers complained they were too small. Athletes thought they looked silly, and owners saw it as a needless expense.
The players didn't like it, the fans didn't like it, and after 3 weeks or so, the experiment died.
But then came the 1929 New York Yankees.
This rare assemblage of talent was called Murderers Row, and many consider it the finest team in baseball history.
They did two things differently. First, the numbers went on players' backs, not their sleeves. And second, they gave the numbers meaning. Your number represented where you hit in the lineup. Earl Combs hit leadoff, so he got number 1. Then came Mark Koenig, number 2. Babe Ruth got his legendary number 3 for hitting third. And all-time great Lou Gehrig hit cleanup, so he was given number 4. You know this speech?
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
This is from when Lou Gehrig was forced to retire by his ALS diagnosis. After only a decade of jersey numbers, it became unimaginable that anyone else could be number 4. So instead, the Yankees held a ceremony to retire the number, another baseball first. Jersey numbers took off, but every team had their own system for assigning numbers, until Reds general manager Warren Giles came up with a system that stuck. Catchers would wear single digits, infielders wore 10s, outfielders 20s, and pitchers wore 30s and up, as long as it wasn't too high up. Oh, and managers wore number 1. Why managers needed uniforms? Well, that's another episode. This system was easy and became popular, especially in the National League. It stayed mostly intact all the way through the 60s. The next evolution in jersey numbers wasn't a number at all. In 1960, baseball's mad scientist was at it again. Bill Veeck, then owner of the White Sox, was known for his wild gimmicks. This was a man who tried everything, from exploding scoreboards to planting the iconic ivy on Wrigley Field.
Well, I think he's most famous for having his White Sox players come out wearing shorts.
Those short pants didn't stop Pat Kelly from stealing second base in the 4th inning of Game 1.
But the enduring legacy is putting the players' names on the back of the jerseys.
Like the Indians in the early 1900s, the idea was met with pushback from across the league. But Veeck, as usual, could see the future.
Color TV is here. With the most brilliant color ever, you get colors so real you'll think you're there.
Jersey names turned out to be perfect for early television broadcasts, when fans at home didn't have scorecards. Veeck's idea would spread to virtually every sport, with the exception of a few particularly stubborn teams. As jersey names became popular and the Giles system fell out of favor, a change started to emerge. Players started to choose their jersey numbers. Before the 70s, players had almost no say in the matter. In college, Jackie Robinson wore number 28 and number 18. In the Negro Leagues, he wore 5, 8, and 23. So why did Jackie wear the iconic number 42 with the Brooklyn Dodgers? That's just what they gave him. When players got to choose their numbers, it turned out they cared. A lot. Players chose their numbers for all sorts of reasons. Maybe it was their number in college. Or the number their dad wore when he played ball. A birthday, a lucky charm, or an homage to a hero. And that $25,000 Rickey Henderson story, that happens all the time. When the Braves traded for outfielder Brian Jordan, his number 33 was already taken by Freddie Gonzalez. Jordan got his beloved 33 back for the low, low price of a motorcycle. A $40,000 motorcycle. Pitcher A.J. Burnett set up a college fund for a teammate's daughter when he landed in Pittsburgh. And Adrian Beltre, he had it built into his contract that he would wear 29.
Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, a number can mean that much. But not always. In 1991, the Phillies acquired a relief pitcher named Mitch Williams, who wanted to wear 28, occupied by then-new teammate John Kruk.
Numbers don't mean really a whole lot to me. Mitch and I came up through the Padres organization together, so I've known Mitch since he was 17 years old. His wife at the time had a bunch of jewelry with number 28 on it because that's what he had with Texas and the Cubs. So he asked me, he said, I don't want to buy more jewelry. And I said, that's all right, I'm out of beer. He said, well, if I get you 2 cases of beer, will you give me number 28? I'm like, you could have had me for a case, man. I mean, it really didn't mean nothing to me. Like, I can't look behind me, so I didn't know what number I wore. It didn't matter. I figured 29 was available. Let's go to 29, and that's how that all went about.
Today, there are still some unwritten rules. Position players still tend to wear lower numbers, while pitchers are usually higher. Numbers in the 50s and above are less desirable, sometimes called spring training numbers. Meet Phil Sheridan, equipment manager for the Phillies. Part of his job is to make sure every player gets the number he wants.
You know, pitchers used to think if they were 60 or above, like the umpire was going to look at their number and think, like, this kid's just some minor league guy. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like Ryan Madsen started his career at number 63. He eventually switched to 46 because he thought the umpires didn't respect his number.
Even after nearly 100 years of jersey numbers, no major leaguer ever has worn 86, 89, or 92.
The only number I had left by the time spring training started was 0 or 00. That was it.
Pitchers still almost never wear single digits.
My whole life, I wore number 4. My birthday is December 4th. When I got drafted, I was scared to wear a single-digit number because pitchers don't wear them. It's just an unwritten rule, I guess. I was number 50 in big league camp. I talked to Matt Moore about it, and I was like, hey, I hate number 50. I really want to be number 4, but I'm scared that I'm a rookie. I shouldn't do that. And he was like, bro, just be yourself. Who cares what people think? That's your number. Having your number just brings more confidence to you. I feel more comfortable in it. When I wear number 4, I'm like, I got to represent this number well.
Snell became the first pitcher ever to wear a single digit in the All-Star game.
Was I the first one to be a single-digit pitcher in the All-Star game?
Striking out 3 National League All-Stars.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that.
What goes on a jersey continues to change. The annual Players Weekend, started in 2017, lets players put whatever name, nickname, or even emojis on their back.
Instead, we've got 2 emojis, which is the first time this has ever happened. Fox Burger. That's pretty clever, actually.
The future of digits is broad. As for retired numbers, the Yankees had to retire the number 8 twice, once for Yogi Berra, once for Bill Dickey, so the only remaining single digit for them is 0, worn by Adam Ottavino.
No one knows what the next evolution of uniform numbers will look like, but whatever it is, it's going to matter.
I don't think there's a bad number in the big leagues, if you ask me. And at the end of the day, as long as you have a jersey with a number on your back, I think you're doing all right.